Hi everybody, I am Prasadini Shetty and you're listening to another episode of Movie Review Mondays. My editor will add like a cheering sound in the background. Anyway, as you can tell, we have upped our budget from $1 to $1.5 because we have a fake plant now. Plant budget went up. Credit Dennis. I think he grew this himself. Anyway, today is an exciting film because we're talking about, drumroll, my editor will take care of that, Saltburn. So if you guys don't know, Saltburn is a 2023 thriller directed by Emerald Fennell. And it's produced by Margot Robbie's production house, which is Lucky Chap Productions. And I wish I felt like a lucky chap when I watched this film. Actually, I felt very unlucky. Anyway, so if you guys don't know, the director of the film, Emerald, she actually started off as an actress who then went on to direct this Carey Mulligan film called Promising Young Woman. And that actually ended up winning the Best Original Screenplay Oscar, which is quite cool if you ask me. And this film stars some of Hollywood's rising stars. It has Jacob Elordi in it, who's the Australian Bigfoot. We have our Irish king, Barry Keoghan. We have Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl fame. You may be wondering, what is this film about? I don't know what this film is about. Don't worry. I will tell you. So, I will have to actually refer to my notes for this one. The film is about Oliver, who is struggling to find his place at Oxford University and finds himself drawn into the world of charming and aristocratic Felix Gatton, who invites him to Saltburn, his eccentric family's sprawling estate, for a summer never to be forgotten. A beautifully wicked tale of privilege and desire. So, thank you IMDb for that. So, to begin my thoughts on this film, I think visually this film is very stunning. And what it has working for itself is this like juxtaposed visual language. And it's juxtaposed with, I feel really smart actually that I use that word. Anyway, this film's visual language does not match what it's trying to say, which I think makes for very interesting cinema, because every frame of this film is a painting. When it comes to its colors, its vibrancy, it's very grand and vibrant. And it reminds you of the summer that you have at your rich friend's mansion. But then it leaves you feeling dark and disturbed and annoyed. Like when you wake up from your dream where you had a rich friend with a mansion. Anyway, for me, the strong points of this film were the frames. Everything looked like a painting. The cinematography, the lighting, the costumes, even the blocking of the scenes and the actors. It looked gorgeous. And I think if you could screen grab any of the stills, you would be left with very beautiful visual art. And every single thing they did on screen felt very intentional when it came to the performances, when it came to the angles, when it came to how much is being shown on screen. But I also felt like the writing and the plot did no justice to this visual beauty that was presented to us. So in this film, we follow Barry Keoghan's character because he tries to make a place for himself in this fictional place called Saltburn. And there are slivers of like class criticism in this script. Basically, Barry Keoghan's character is this poor guy who goes into this rich aristocratic world of Saltburn where you wear tuxedos for dinners. Like that's a thing that happens in the film. And even though I know what the writer and the director, who's the same person, is trying to do with it, she isn't saying much more than what we already know. Like she's pointing the obvious and that's it. That's enough. So I feel like it ends up making the film feel very hollow and underdeveloped. And there is the climax of the film, which is painted as this like plot twist, like, ooh, bet you didn't see that coming. And it's supposed to feel like, oh, your mind should be blown. And your mind will be blown if this is the first film you've ever watching. And because of the inadequacies in the storyline, it feels like a film that's more style over substance, which I think is wasted potential on the writing part of the film. There are a lot of things in this film that have happened that have grossed people out online. Like there are a bunch of memes and jokes and reactions, and it's not bad in any way. I think whatever the writer, the director, and the performer set out to do, they did it really well. Like it icks you, it grosses you out, but you kind of enjoy it because it's presented in such a grand and beautiful way that you cannot help but not watch it. So From a performance point of view, I think this film was really beautiful. And I think you cannot go wrong when you cast beautiful actors like Barry Keoghan and Jacob Elordi. So Oliver, our main character, he's a nutcase, okay? And he does things that will have you wondering, like, why the hell did he do that? There's a scene, if you have seen the film, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this has happened 3 times in the film where he does something and you're like, why would... You try to rewind and go back and you're like, did I see what I just saw? And I think because Barry Keoghan, like, it was brilliant casting, by the way. He plays weirdos so well on screen that even though you have no idea why he did what he did, he does it so well that you're so intrigued, you're so fascinated, you're entrapped by the whole ordeal of it all. Now, I can't really say on here what he actually did in the film, but let's just say slurping Jacob Elordi's bathwater is something that it'll definitely leave you wondering, what the hell did I just watch? And I think every character that's casted into this film has brought so much on screen. It really does a lot of heavy lifting with what writing material has been provided to them. Like Jacob Elordi, for example, he plays the role of Felix Catton, and he brings this like very subtle snobbery to his performance, where he just like thinks wearing a tuxedo to dinner is just something everybody does. It's like, it's no big deal, yeah. And that juxtaposed with Barry Keoghan's completely like off the walls behavior is just, it does amazing. I feel like it's very comedic, and I think that's where a lot of the dark comedic elements in this film come from. And there is this one, I think the film starts off with this montage of Jacob Elordi against beautiful sunsets and lovely lighting and everything, and I think that was very intentional because they knew the girls would love that one. But you can tell why somebody like Oliver would be obsessed with somebody like Felix. So I think good job on that one. And also there's a small cameo by Carey Mulligan in the film, and she plays this eccentric like art lover, and I think it's such a caricaturish role, but she does it with such sincerity that you cannot help but believe that that's a real person. So I think it was interesting to watch, definitely. And it's a very small role, by the way. I wish it was longer because I think she added so much lightness to the whole film. Would I ever recommend this film to somebody? Personally, no. Because I think story-wise, it did nothing for me. If you guys want to check out a film that has a similar storyline and actually does justice to it, I would recommend watching Killing of a Sacred Deer, which also stars Barry Keoghan actually, and I think he plays a very similar role in both of these films. But Killing of a Sacred Deer has a more like subtle and grounded approach to the plot as compared to Saltburn. The music is very fun though. It has like a very iconic song called "Murder on the Dance Floor" by Sophie Ellis Baxter. I hope I said that right. And it plays at the end of the film, where you just see a naked Barry Keoghan running around the mansion. And this cannot be a spoiler because you would not see that coming. But you know what you do see coming? Jacob Elordi's bathwater. Anyway, to conclude my personal review on this film, I think Saltburn felt lacking at the end of the day. It had potential to be something really solid and really commendable. I think if the writing had a bit more dare to it, a bit more boldness to it, as Emerald Fennell went like all out with the visual language of the film, I wish she did that with the writing as well. This film would have some solid ground to stand on, but what it was left with was feeling unexplored, undeveloped, and frankly beautiful to look at, but it has nothing interesting to say. If you want to watch better class criticism movies, I would definitely recommend one of my favorites, which is Parasite. I think visually it's a beautiful film, but it also says so much through the frames that it needs and it shows. I would also recommend Snowpiercer, which is by the same director. You could also watch Killing of a Sacred Deer if you want to see weirdo stalker try to push his way into rich families. Anyway, if I had to rate this film, I would rate it 3 out of 5 Jacob Elordi bathwater. And but yeah, anyway, it's a subjective opinion. Maybe you guys will find something in it that does something for you, and in that case, more power to you. If you guys enjoyed this podcast brought to you by Fake Plants, please like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And if your friend is rich and has a mansion, please share their contact with me, because I would love to have a summer vacation at their mansion. Anyway, I will see you guys again with another beautiful movie review Monday. And till then, do not slurp Jacob Elordi's bathwater. Okay, bye!